Okay, so this is a money working. It's a Thursday, and basically, we're in hour of Jupiter, which is really good for money spells, that kind of thing. Um, so what I've done is I've printed off the seal of Bune. I need to tidy it up a little bit, but that's the seal of Bune. And Bune, for those that don't know, I'll give you a quick rundown. Bune is a duke. This is S. Conley's Demetri Goetia. People always ask, so it's just to let you know. Color green, incense sandalwood, metal copper, planet Venus, element earth, and the N is Welk Melan Avej Bun Tasa. I will write that in the description box when I get a second. So basically, the original purpose, he gives truthful answers. He can part the veil between the living and the dead and gather the dead. He can give riches and make a magician wise and well spoken. And then the author goes on to say, Bune is one of the Goetia's necromancy demons. If you have a medium ready to channel the dead, invoke Bune to keep order and peace during the seance. He can impart understanding and wisdom about the nature of death, but also Bune is excellent for, like the original purpose said, he can give riches. So I also work with Clonic a lot. I find Clonic to be excellent, for work, bringing in a steady flow of money, that kind of way for clients. But in this instance, we're calling on Bune. So as I was, sort of going over this, what I do is I go over this in pen, and then I drop down into an altered state. And that is when I make the petition known, and I also write the petition on the back of that seal. So basically, I'll put on the back of the seal that the client will make money. I don't want to go into details about what was, her, specific way of making money. I don't want to say too much, but I put that on the back, and I also said other streams of money, may they flow into her life with harm to none. It's important to say with harm to none, because you could lose a relative and get money via a life insurance policy, or you could be involved in a road traffic accident and lose a limb and be given money. You don't want that as some sort of compensation. I just need to say that first of all. So if you're writing up a petition, please be specific and write exactly what you want to happen. So I've got her photograph here, and I also hand drew, I just felt like doing this, it came into my head, the seal of Bune on the back of the photograph. So when you do a money spell, it's a good idea, like I said, to have some sort of a way for money to trickle in, even if it's selling items on eBay, or if it's, a hobby kind of income. It's still a way of making money. It could just take off. And this is the kind of thing, these spells are the kind of thing that can help that. They can help springboard, you're selling on, be it an auction site or whatever it might be. This is always a good start, a good way of helping things. Okay, so I've made up a little mix. In here I've got some bay leaves, some basil, some five-finger grass, Irish moss, and some cinnamon. You could also get a little bay leaf. This is very small, and write the amount of money you want on that. Say £1,000 or dollars or whatever. Write that, and then you could burn that, or make a little wish for money and burn that. That's a simple little spell in its own right. You could give that a go. So I've anointed her photograph with attraction oil, money attraction. I'll do it again. Okay. I'm going to pop a little bit of this in the picture. Now, that's the little jar that I'm going to get it. I cleaned that out. Some Florida water. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn a sheet of ancestor money. I do this sometimes. I do this for myself as well. Ancestor money looks like this. It's Hal notes. And I use this a lot in money workings. And what I would do is basically write across it. This is for my ancestors. Thank you for helping me. Please continue to help, kind of thing. This is to say thank you. These notes, I have a video on the channel, but I will go into depth with regards to these notes in another video. Okay, this is not part of hoodoo or anything like that. I don't consider myself a hoodoo practitioner. I just consider myself a person that practices magic, in any way, shape, or form. I'm not tied to, one thing. So again, hell notes or ancestor money, and what I like to do is I like to use the ashes. So it's basically I'm saying a thank you to her ancestors, and I'm asking, please, can you continue to give her blessings? I'm just going to pop that in there. And the colors of this paper, they are so beautiful. It's quite safe paper. It's Joss paper, so it doesn't make a mess or it doesn't create a smell like the way brown paper does. So you get really lovely greens and blue. You can't really see, I'm sure, but it's very pretty paper. And it burns out really quickly. Like it's gone already, but as you can see, it's a bit hot. It goes nice and... But you really do need a fireproof bowl. Be extra careful with this if you're going to do this. You can find that ancestor money. You can find it on the internet. It's easily found. I'm going to wait till that cools off. Let me see. I'll set it down here. Okay. So I wanted to use a bit in the photograph, but I'll use a tiny bit. I really don't want to get burnt. There's a little bit didn't burn. I'll use that. Okay, and I'm just popping that in there. Okay, and I'm putting in some sugar because we want to sweeten up her situation. Like so. So that's the bay leaves all crushed up, along with... There's actually some High John the Conqueror root I've put in there as well. I should mention that. And what we're going to also put in is some actual shredded money. Because, like attracts like, so to speak. A little bit of cinnamon to get things moving. I always think cinnamon is great. It has just enough of a kick to get things, moving. This is a little bit of protection powder to protect things. We don't want any hassle with regards to her finances. I'm just going to put one of these in here as well. I already have some bay leaves, but a little bit extra does no harm. So that's cooled down. I'm just going to pop that in. You do not have to do this. This is simply my choice. It's just something that came to me when I was planning out the working, how I was going to go about it, and that came into my head. So it's me, on her behalf, thanking her ancestors for everything. And I find that once you do this, I find that in my experience that I'm blessed back again, if you know what I mean. It's like I give you, you give me, if you know what I mean. And it's a good thing to do. So I urge the client, if possible, if she could do something for her ancestors, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be those notes. It's just I like using those notes in money workings. But at the end of the day, use what you've got. You could put your ancestors out a glass of water, a tea light. It's just the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be those hell notes, but because I had them at hand, I thought I would use them, and I will go into a detailed video about them. Last video was a few years ago, and my sound was very, very muffled and stuff, and so I would really like to do an up-to-date video on that. But yeah, what I'm going to do is get this little seal, and I'm going to actually just blow into this to get it activated. I blow into my jars, not the sour jars, but I blow into these, anything to do with honey jars, jars to bring you something in life, something that's good. I blow into them and give it a bit of energy. Pop the lid on. This little candle has been anointed with some money oil. It's green, and I'll burn that. And she will get one of these per night on top of this on top of this jar. I've also etched the seal of Jupiter, or the little symbol for Jupiter. I should have also said that that could be put. Whoops. I'll put that on the back of the. I will put that on the back of her sigil, or I could do it separately. The seal of the little sigil is something like 4. It goes like that. I can't see that. I'm sorry. I really am going to get my game on with regards to camera. I'm going to invest in something really better than this, because just like that, the symbol for Jupiter. And Jupiter is basically to do with money and wealth and things like that. That is another little seal that you could etch on your candle. So what I'm going to do is burn this for 3 weeks. 1 candle per night for 3 weeks. And we can see how things go from there. Sometimes it takes longer than 3 weeks. Sometimes, you could have a windfall in, a few days. It's anyone's guess. It really is anyone's guess. My advice is basically keep your spirits up and don't fall. A lot of people, I find, when they get a month into a spell, they start to lose hope and they start to fall flat. And that is the time when things will start slowing down and reversing. So you need to be really careful. The more positive your mind frame, the more faster the spell will work. And like I said before, the spell needs a clear pathway. So it's important not to overstress or worry. That's it. I'm going to jump off. It's thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. If you have any inquiries about fees, I see a lot of people asking in the comments section about fees. Please write to me and I'll give you all that details. If you contact me via thehouseofmagick@gmail.com, I will let you know all about that. Also, I'd like to say I will be in touch with everyone that is getting work done off me. Also, videos do take a bit of time. I do realize that people are waiting, and I will be in touch with you very soon. But for anyone else that's new to me, please understand that I like to get into the spell before I release the video. It's just sometimes there's some information that I like to pass on. It's hard to tell. I do sometimes, when I'm working on a spell, I'll use the pendulum and I'll use the tarot cards, and there's little bits of pieces that I like to add on. So I just like to tell you that if I say that I'm going to start your spell on Friday, you won't get the video on Friday. It doesn't work that way. I also have a queue of people, so the video will come later. It doesn't take a lifetime, but you will get the video later. Just bear that in mind. I try my best to get to everyone in a timely fashion, but I do fall behind at times because I'm human and I only have myself working here. I don't want to share this space with anyone. This is just me working for you, no one else involved. But you're very welcome to contact me, and I can give you a timeline as to when things will be uploaded. I'm shifting videos at a steady rate at the moment, and the next one is coming up. It's basically how I create those little dolls, and this one is involving how to make dolls from underwear. So that's the next one up. I have that for a client. And that client I will update. I think you know who you are, and if you're watching, I will update you very, very soon. I know you've been waiting for a response, and I will get to you, I promise. So yeah, I'll speak to you all again soon, and like, share, subscribe if you like. And have a great evening.